Sup flappers, welcome back to another video, and if this isn't the question of the day, I don't know what is, as the next half of patch 2.4 draws really near. So many people, and I mean so many people, seemingly cannot decide between Ganyu and Zhongli. And some of you might be wondering, like, why is it so hard to decide between these two? They're not even of the same category. Well, you see, that's the beauty of comparing characters, isn't it? Sometimes because these two characters are paired in such a short window together, it means that it's more about resource allocation, in this case probably primogems allocation, as opposed to their actual, usefulness. Now, this is Ganyu's, I believe, first rerun, right? And this is Zhongli's third rerun. I've made videos talking about these two before, but I've never really done direct comparisons with them, and for good reason, right? Because I was about to make this video. Now, if you're watching, we are going to be giving away 2 Ganyus, 1 Zhongli at the very least on this channel. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and tune into my live stream. That's literally it. You don't have to do anything else. Don't need to jump through hoops, do a triple backflip off of your roof. You don't have to do anything. All right, subscribe, tune in to live stream. Hope to see you guys there. Now let's get into the video. First and foremost, let's talk about Ganyu right here. The thing with Ganyu is that a lot of people are polarized regarding this character. I struggle to find people who can actually strike a good balance between what she actually is. Ganyu is a part of the Liyue Big 3 released back in patch, I believe, 1.2, right? She was released in 1.2, and since her release all the way until now, she has carried forward most of her strength. If not, she was able to hold her own in almost every single iteration of the meta until currently. However, there are people who seems to believe that Ganyu is absolutely useless now. Ever since Ayaka came out, Ganyu has lost all her role in the game, and everybody should skip her and go for Ayaka instead. Now, this is not a Ganyu versus Ayaka video. I just want to let you guys know Ganyu's usefulness has always been her flexibility. I've said this from the very beginning since her release. This character can fit so many roles, and I don't want to keep repeating myself. This is the only time I want to mention this in this particular video. Her flexibility is going to be her strong suit, and if you need a character that can stand in for many different characters' positions, Ganyu is going to be a great pickup. It's not like you pick up Shenhe and Shenhe can, if you really need her to, become a main DPS. Just doesn't work that way, right? Same thing with Klee. If you get a Klee at C0 and you want her to be a pyro support, it just doesn't work that way. She is a main DPS mostly, and even as a C4 she can be like a support DPS with her burst skill, right? That's the thing with a lot of these characters. Oftentimes they only facilitate one role and 2 at best, whereas Ganyu can fit all 3 roles. She is definitely holding value for herself just in that regards. So moving forwards though, comparing Ganyu to Zhongli is really comparing whether your account needs DPS or your account needs protection. Let's say you have Ayaka already, you have Yoimiya, you have Raiden, you have Eula. The question here really becomes like, do you need someone like Ganyu in your team, or do you need someone more like Zhongli to facilitate your DPS windows? Alright, so I want you guys to understand and take a good hard look at your own accounts. There are 2 types of people: the people who think with their heart and the people who think with their brain. If you think with your heart, you have to go for the one you like more. You love Ganyu, you love her horns, you love her outfit, you love her mullet, you love everything about her, then go for Ganyu, right? She's cute, she's adorable, and you just want to have her on your team all the time. Then why are you even watching this video? Just go for Ganyu. But if you're somebody who's like, damn, who do I need to pair with my units to power up my account, clear content easier, or have more longevity overall? Now, people keep saying Ganyu is not the best DPS anymore, and I do have to agree. If you give a very tight window of DPS measurement, Ganyu's DPS certainly can be outdone by a couple characters in the game, right? But that's not to say her DPS isn't still one of the best in the game, and it's one of the most reliable forms of DPS you can have in the game. It has no cooldowns and it's AoE, right? That's also one of her strengths. The thing with Ganyu is that, understand, DPS it's very difficult to measure DPS in this game because a lot of characters does damage in a lot of different ways. Ayaka is more reliant on her burst skill as opposed to her charge attack. So if you measure Ayaka's DPS when her burst is down, of course she's going to look bad, right? So you of course have to pick the best windows of each character and compare that with each other. So of course it gets a little weird. But right, let's say C6 Eula, of course, is going to have a bigger burst window than Ganyu. Within that 5 seconds, Eula can deal like 2 million damage, 3 million damage. Whereas Ganyu in the same window can probably at best do like, I don't know, like 700,000 damage at C6, right? Or something like that. So it's not the same, people. And people will say, well, look at that. Ganyu is shit, right? Compared to Eula, Ganyu did like not even a third of Eula's damage. Well, yeah, if you compare like that, of course. But I just want to let you guys know that Ganyu can have very, very consistent DPS all throughout the fight, and it's on command with high precision and is very low risk as long as you build the right team, right? It's not like, oh, I missed a charge shot, now I have to wait another 30 seconds before I can do it again and gotta get 80 energy cost to use it. No, you missed a charge shot, just do another charge shot. So these are all the good things about this character. Still one of the best DPS, highly flexible, as well as being cryo. All right, just gonna tack that on right there. Now let's talk about her weaknesses. The problem with Ganyu for most people is that her squishiness and reliance on a shielder essentially makes her take up 2 slots on your team. Now you might be a Giga Chad and be like, what? My Ganyu doesn't need a shielder. I dodge everything in the game with my eyes closed, playing on my phone behind my back with my feet. All right. Get on my level. If you're that much of a Chad, congratulations. But for most people playing Ganyu, you're gonna need a shielder. All right, and here are a couple options for you. Diona and Zhongli. I'm just gonna be very blunt with you guys. Diona and Zhongli are pretty much the exclusive shielders you want to pair with Ganyu. Anyone else just takes up unnecessary team slots for her, right? Because think about this: you're already taking up 2. Who's gonna be left for you? Right, if you're playing Freeze Ganyu, you need a Hydro character, right? If you're playing Melt Ganyu, then you need Pyro character, right? If you're playing Pyro Melt Ganyu, let's be realistic here, you're gonna need Xiangling. If you get Xiangling, who is going to be on your team as well? Bennett. Xiangling without Bennett, it's really, you're gonna, right? So it's not as simple as you guys make it out to be. Like, oh, you know, I'm gonna play Melt Ganyu with my Toma. Yeah, Toma gets a shield. It's very idealistic, but when it comes to practicality wise, you do want to play Melt Ganyu with Xiangling, with Bennett, then guess what? You only have 1 slot left, and that's gonna be your shielder, right? So that's one of the weaknesses with Ganyu. She essentially demands 2 slots on your team, unless, you know, you're the Giga Chad that I mentioned a little earlier. Now, let's move on to Zhongli. The thing with Zhongli is that people say, wow, Zhongli has been heavily targeted by miHoYo. Shield meta is getting phased out. Kokomi is our new queen. You know, get ready to lick some feet because you guys better get used to the degeneracy here in town. But what I really feel the goal has always been to bring shielders more in line with the current scope of the game. miHoYo didn't like how entire roles in the game were just completely being overshadowed, which by roles I really mean just healers, right? It always seemed like healers needed some gimmick for them to even feel needed in a team. For example, even now, a good Hu Tao team a lot of people are running is Hu Tao, Xingqiu, Albedo, and Zhongli. Oh wow, where are the heals? You don't need any, right? Xingqiu's heals plus Hu Tao's burst skill was enough to facilitate to make that team a very popular Hu Tao team, and that's what miHoYo was targeting. Now, healers have become more prevalent, while shielders have become less preferred. I'm not gonna say shielders are weak. So please erase that from your heads thinking, well, Zhongli is weak now because shielders are weak. And understand, miHoYo is going to continue making it more difficult to use shielders. But that doesn't mean that shielders have no way to play the game, right? A lot of the mechanics miHoYo designed, such as corrosion, yeah, the corrosion seeps through, but the initial hit that staggers you doesn't. Characters are still stagger free with shielders. That's what's important as well. A lot of people forget about that. It's like, oh, I can't block every single tiny bit of damage from the enemies, therefore shielders are useless. No, shielders have roles in the game that are not just damage nullification, but think of damage mitigation. So nullification means it completely counters it. It means no damage comes through. No, right? But Damage mitigation means that some damage can come through, but it's still reducing the overall damage that you would have taken had you not had a shielder. And I think that's a good place for shielders to be at the moment, and Zhongli is still sitting atop the very peak of all shielders in the game. Does that sound like a weak and bad character to you? Remember, Zhongli's shield does more than just damage mitigation at this point. It also has that AoE shred, right? So that's the strength of Zhongli. Now here's the weakness of Zhongli. Wow, surprise, surprise, Zhongli's weakness. You guys never thought those words would ever come out of my mouth, but it's true. Zhongli does have a weakness, and one of the weakness is that oftentimes pairing Zhongli in a team means that you are actually at a damage loss. Yes, it's true. Believe it or not, there are many times Zhongli takes up a slot in teams where you don't need him to be there, or you would prefer to use someone else, right? For example, you will find it difficult to fit Zhongli into many Ayaka teams, many Raiden Shogun teams, and even certain Kokomi teams. Zhongli just doesn't fit. There's no place for him. So that's ushering in a new meta. That's miHoYo actually ushering in a new meta. They want to incentivize more healing or more freeze or more regen spam teams where you're not so focused on one hyper carry protected by a Zhongli shield with a reactional play to clear everything. And I think that's the beauty of Genshin right now, right? It's because of this evolution that I think this video even has its place in the current state of the game. Now back to our original question, right? I have to help you guys answer this question. Ganyu or Zhongli? Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the harder questions that I have asked even myself here on the channel, because these two are some top tier units. If we are talking longevity wise, I do think Zhongli still holds more value. Yes, I said it. That is my verdict, and I'm going to tell you guys why, alright? Because most of you guys are going to be pulling for Ganyu to use her as a main DPS. Very few people even wants to admit that Ganyu is a good support or cryo applicator or support DPS. Everybody who wants Ganyu wants her for that high scaling charge shot as a DPS. And there's just more ways you can get that DPS, people. There's just more ways miHoYo can replace the need of Ganyu as a main DPS. Like I said, Ganyu's strength is in her flexibility, but most people don't want that flexibility. Most people want that DPS. So Zhongli then is going to be much harder for miHoYo to replace. It's almost impossible, and I would dare to say there will not be another character with a shield as powerful as Zhongli, because there's just no point for miHoYo to power creep this aspect of the game. They can only continue to target shielders, but for Zhongli as one of the best shielders in the game, how are you realistically going to make Zhongli feel bad without making all the other shielders feel even worse, right? So you're still investing in a top tier character. Now, a lot of people watching my content say, Walrus, you simp for Ganyu too much. You say this character is too strong, but here's me saying Zhongli is better. Even at C0, Zhongli is better, and especially with Zhongli currently with Favonius Lance. Yes, people, I'm saying Zhongli with Favonius Lance is even better than his signature weapon. I'm going to be talking about this on the weapon banner, alright? Don't pull for Zhongli's signature weapon. Listen to me. This is a warning for people who watch it all the way till the end. Thank you guys first and foremost for watching till the end. This is a warning. Don't pull for Zhongli's signature weapon. I will have a video breaking this down, talking about it. I have his signature weapon, and I'm here telling you, I'm not using it, right? If you guys pay attention to a lot of my videos, I'm not using his signature weapon, and there's a good reason for that. Please, if you watched all the way until here, thank you so much. Hit that like button and spread it into the algorithm, as well as comment down below cream chocolate. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay safe and peace.